Well, as I get closer to getting my car, I'm trying a little bit harder to get ready. I had plans for where I was going to plug this in, which is right here. But the problem is the outlet's further away than I originally anticipated, and I underestimated how long of a cord I would need with the cable that is attached to the mobile charger. And basically from over there to over here is about somewhere along this line is about as far as the cable would reach me for the charger. And yeah, so I'm in the process of scrambling to figure that out. My alternative 220 outlet I was looking at is this one here, but unfortunately, due to the building I'm in, this is three-phase, but it's not the good three-phase. It's called Wild Leg, so I don't remember what the pinout was this is. I think this one's neutral, and then those two are 120 volt, and this one's Wild Leg, which is 240 volts to neutral. But if I remember right, it's not 240 volts between two hots, whether it be either two. That's complicated. It's over my head. When I was an electrician, I never really got into three-phase stuff, so yeah. So I wanted to switch that plug out for this plug, which technically is meant for three-phase. Get a little more light there. And of course it's not labeled, so I don't remember what the numbering is for it. But that is being fed by 8-gauge wire because it's on a 50 amp circuit. And these little connection points are not big enough for 8-gauge wire. I tried, it was kind of sketchy. I was hoping maybe I could split the wire around the strands, that is, around the two sides of the screw, but then I looked at it and it's like, no, this is stupid. And I kind of want to use this over there, but the problem is I don't have the confidence to work inside of a panel, let alone a three-phase panel with Wild Leg. So this isn't going to work as much as I'd like it to, because really what I need to do is the one that's the Wild Leg, I would disconnect that, turn it into a ground line, so I can have a ground, a neutral, and two hots. But yeah, that would require me to have confidence to work an electrical panel. And the only reason I'd rather use this plug is because the plug on this little converter box thingy is already wired up for this. And also that plug's going to be a little bit easier to manage and deal with because it's going to get this box closer to the side of the car that the charger's plugged into, that is. And I also want to consult somebody before I use this on my car. I don't think it matters, but all the grounds and neutrals are tied together. I forget which end of the electrical system you have to disconnect the bonding from that bonds the ground to the panel, or bonds it to the neutral, whatever it is. I never really got to the point where I was doing electrical panel stuff when I was an electrician, so I watched and I listened, but I never actually did it myself. So I don't know what to do with this. I mean, electrically, from my understanding and from my user experience that I have had, ground and neutral just gets tied together eventually somewhere, so I don't think it'll hurt the car. But yeah, I'm going to take one of these 30 amp breakers and then wherever it goes on the side here. Oh, that was fantastic. I'm gonna, probably this one here, I'm gonna wire up the plug I need for this, which is, it's an L1450P is what it'd be designated as, even though they have it labeled as a 14-50. Oh, so hopefully I can get that done before I get my car. I'm gonna have to hustle on that because, well, if I can't charge my car with 220 volts, it's going to be a problem. Using just a standard wall outlet, I'd only get like 3 miles an hour of charging. So if I'm driving 60 miles a day, I'd have to be plugged into the charger for 20 hours, and I'm not here for 20 hours. Versus this, should charge at least at 20 miles an hour is what I'm hoping. It's rated for a 30 amp input, so it should be closer to like 27. But honestly, if the car will charge in 3 hours, that'll be more than enough for what I'm doing in range. But hopefully that's interesting, and hopefully I can get the car here soon without any issues. That's a whole other story that I'll probably make a dedicated video or two about. So hopefully that's interesting, and thanks for watching.